Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. What is going on, everybody? Somebody has a case of the Monday. Well, that's the way the cookie crumbles. And well, Bob's your uncle. Rants on the Street with Thomas Stevens. Shout out to my producer, Tyler Soto. Boom. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Monday Night Rants on the Better Sports Network. That's at Better Network at all your favorite social media platforms. I, of course, am Edward Raus, at Edward Raus at all your favorite social media platforms as well. Episode 83. Getting close to 100 now, aren't we? Woo! That's going to be a fun show. That is for sure. I'll bring everybody back for that one. It's going to be a blast. A lot. Not going to lie. There's not a lot. We come to the point in the sports calendar where you have NBA playoffs, which are going strong. NHL playoffs. Baseball hasn't quite got to that excitement level yet where they're the number one thing on. The NFL news has been really slow, although we have some for you tonight. Don't worry. I'll feed you, my baby birds. And, so what better time for me and Heavy T and Thomas Stevens, the whole Monday Night Rants crew, to take a vacation. That's right. So this show, we're going to be in vacation mode. Because I myself am leaving the state of California and going to Hawaii next week. Ugh. Don't call me. Don't tweet at me. Exit me. I will be in a lagoon, drinking a Mai Tai, reading a sci-fi book. You can't bet in Hawaii. Stupid. They did just pass something to make weed legal, so that's kind of cool, I guess. So I won't be doing any DFS or any of that good stuff. I'm just going to be relaxing. I'm trying not to spend a lot of money because Hawaii is expensive. But so next week, obviously, no show. We will have unless Heavy T wants to do it by himself. We'll ask him when he comes on later. But no show next week, and we'll have some funny memes and stuff out there while I'm gone as well to get you through the merry week next week. New on MondayNightRants.com. I posted an article, and I talked about this when I do the Drew Show on New Rock 104 every Friday morning. And I've been talking about the Nerfies and the Yerfies, as we call them, roofies, runs first inning, or no runs first innings, and how I love betting these. They became popular about 2 years ago. And I do it every day, and I've been killing, actually. So I'm going to start actually posting my picks on MondayNightRants.com until I go on vacation, and then I'll start again when I get back. But been doing pretty good. So a Nerfie, in case you are new to the betting space in baseball, stands for no runs first inning, or a Yerfie, which is yes runs first inning. And again, if you go to MondayNightRants.com, I have a full article blog I posted right next to Heavy T's These Teams Suck articles about why I love it and how I attack it. So tonight, I figured I'd give you a free bet. I'm looking to you, Rockies and Padres, right now currently for a run to be scored in just the first inning of the Rockies-Padres game. Minus 102 over at FanDuel Sportsbook, which, by the way, FanDuel Sportsbook is our book of record here at Monday Night Rants. So if you want, it is. There's my pick. I think there's going to be a run in the first inning. You got not great pitchers, and when these teams play each other, the Padres can't seem to beat the Rockies for some weird reason. They score a lot of runs. Now, it is in San Diego, not in Colorado. So, yes, there's not the Coors Field effect, but I still think a run will be scored. And if you want to look at run not scored tonight, look no further than the Royals Mariners. I'm willing to take the under. That a run will not be scored in the first inning of that game. So there are my picks, my Nerfie and Yerfie for later tonight. Bet responsibly, people. Bet responsibly. But I love these bets. They're so quick, so easy. And if you just look at the over-under totals, you look at who the starting pitching is, there's a whole bunch of stats you can look and see, hey, but by the way, the Dodgers this year are killing in runs scored first inning. So make sure you look at that trend as well. I've been making some money off of them. When you're the best team in baseball, you're going to score runs early. So there you go. And as far as the Oklahoma City-Dallas game, -1.5 right now. Dallas, they're up 2-1. I'm actually leaning a little bit Oklahoma City in this game to bounce back and tie up the series. So those are my picks for tonight before I go off on vacation. But check out mynighrants.com, like I said, for my articles and also Heavy T's inept franchises, which are always a fun, and I mean always a fun read. A good bathroom read, if you know what I mean. A very good bathroom read. Without further ado, because Heavy T will be on in about 14 minutes, so I'm going to run through the rant lines. Here are tonight's rant lines. Also, feel free to get in the chat. We are streaming on 8 different platforms all over the world. I do see chat all in one place here in my system. So if you have any questions, just want to say something funny or think it's funny, and join the show, feel free to chat with us as well. All right, let's jump right into it. The biggest news of today is Jared Goff got an extension with the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to tell you, it's worth it. Now, I've been big on Goff pretty much his whole career. I once famously got ridiculed for saying that Goff could be Patrick Mahomes about 5 years ago. Okay, I was wrong on that one. You can't win them all, people. But hey, Goff's doing his thing. The Detroit Lions are doing their thing. They won the offseason. How? Well, on my draft ratings, they had one of the highest draft ratings of the NFL draft, in my opinion. And before the market of Amon, St. Brown, Sewell, and now Goff gets bigger next year, they're signing extensions to these players to make a good 2-3 year run here to try to win a Super Bowl. And they're doing it the right way, in my opinion. Jared Goff, a 4-year extension, $212 million with $170 guaranteed. Damn, somebody called Kirk Cousins' agent on that one. I'd rather have Goff than Kirk Cousins. No brainer, right? This makes Goff, Jared Goff, of all people, right now, the second paid highest quarterback in the NFL. Number 2, you guessed it, Joe Burrow, obviously at number 1, $55 million a year. This will put Jared Goff at $53 million a year. And then you got Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, Kirk Cousins, and then Patrick Mahomes. The market for quarterback is going to go crazy. And that is why Detroit did the right thing. Next year, the market for receiver is going to go out of this world with all the free agents we have and fifth-year options and all this. So them locking up St. Brown and 2 was a great, incredible thing. And Detroit, as much as heartache and everything you've had for so many years, you were really close. You were a half away from going to the Super Bowl last year. And I think they're doing all the right things. I think this team is going to be really, really good. Again, in still a weak NFC. And I think they are better than the 49ers. I said it. I think this team now is better than the 49ers. So we'll see when we do the offseason picks and who I have going to the Super Bowl. But, man, the Lions are just making a lot of good moves, and I love every bit of it. That is for sure. All right, we were talking about betting in the NFL, and this story caught my eye a little bit, and I'll try to be as quick as I possibly can with this, but it's insane. So about a week and a half ago, Malik Neighbors and Jaden Daniels, who obviously were teammates at LSU before they were both drafted in the first round, top 5 overall in the NFL draft, they had a bet that they would bet each other $1,000 for Rookie of the Year, right? Now, I don't think any one of these guys are going to win Rookie of the Year. I think Caleb Williams will probably win that. However, it's a friendly wager between teammates, $10,000 they made between themselves. It got public, and oh man, Oh, we can't have that. The betting word. A friendly bet between people. They're not going on FanDuel. They're not going anywhere and betting. They're just a friendly bet between friends and past teammates about it. And they had to go on media outlet after media outlet and talk about, oh, we did it. This is like an exact quote, which I cringed. I'm educated now that I got here about sports betting and gambling. Come on. Come on. Malik Neighbors, come on. You knew about sports betting and gambling before you got to the NFL. I think it's stupid. I think that has nothing to do with their performance on the field. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just a friendly wager between friends. Yeah, it's a lot of money, $10K, but to have to do an apology tour and take the bet off because just a friend, like, come on. It's silly. I know it's still betting technically, but it's dumb that they have to go on an apology tour. That's all I'm saying. So I think they should still keep the bet because it's going to be a push because neither one of them, especially Jaden Daniels, probably took that bet right away. Malik Neighbors, dude, you got Daniel Jones throwing you the football on a New York Giants offense, dude. You ain't winning a Rookie of the Year, bro. I hate to tell it to you. You ain't winning Rookie of the Year. Prove me wrong. Maybe. Nah. You ain't winning Rookie of the Year, bro. You ain't. 10,000 to win for Daniel Jones throwing you the football. Get out of here. The schedule release for the NFL will be this Wednesday night. We already know the opponents. We just know exactly when and where and why. We do have the first matchup of the night or of the season. It'll be the Ravens and the Chiefs in a AFC title game rematch, which will be fun. Remember, last year was the Lions and the Chiefs. The Lions winning that game. This year will be the Ravens. That game was interesting because the Chiefs were not good against the run, and the Ravens decided not to run the ball. And they had a chance in the second half to at least make it a game. It just blew everything about it. But the Chiefs don't come out swinging the last few years in the NFL. It takes them a couple of weeks to get things together. So it could be a sneaky win. I can't wait to see what like the odds are and all that. But it will be the Lamar Jackson Ravens and the Patrick Mahomes Chiefs when they get their rings and all that to start the season. And we'll see this Wednesday night the rest of the schedule and see how the NFL will play out this next season. All right, moving on to the NBA. Now, okay. If you watch this show and you've seen all 83 episodes, you know that I am not a fan of the lottery. I think the lottery is stupid, especially when you constantly keep on adding teams to the playoffs. 10 teams make the playoffs. We don't need the lottery anymore. Stupid play-in tournament. Ugh. But wow, does the lottery every year deliver or does it deliver? Because Jesus. The Detroit Pistons were hands down, and they tried. They weren't tanking. The Detroit Pistons were hands down the worst team in the NBA. And if anybody needs, or maybe the Washington Wizards too, if anybody needs players, it's the Detroit Pistons. Well, the lottery sure helped them out because they're fifth. Fifth! I think if you're the worst team in the NBA and you lose the lottery for first pick, give them second at least. Do something. Because the Pistons, especially this year, because the NBA draft this year is worse than it was last year. Last year we had Wemby. Cool. After that, gee. This year, it's all gee. This is literally probably the worst draft class in the NBA, I would say, last 20 years. And the Pistons don't even get a chance to pick the best player in the draft because those poor souls have to draft fifth. They are the biggest loser by far. And by the way, they've been dreadful for, I don't know, 10 years now. They 14-68 last year. And last year they had the 5th pick as well, and they picked one of the Thompson twins, Osir, and he was terrible. So yeah. And with the San Antonio Spurs now, after getting Wemby last year in the lottery, they get to draft 4th, but because of the trade they made for Jacob Poeltl to the Raptors, they also get the 8th pick. So they got 2 top 10s in a bad draft year. But at least some help around Wemby because they could use it because, damn. Just straight up damn. Besides him, is that team bad? It's bad. Not as bad as the Detroit Pistons, though. That is for sure. And, of course, you got your Charlotte Hornets. But the Houston Rockets, they're rebuilding something over there. Remember, they were the team, the last man in of the play-in, and they had a chance to the last week to maybe get in over the Golden State Warriors. I think next year they will be better than the Golden State Warriors. A good young nucleus with some solid veteran role players. I won't say I wouldn't call Fred VanVleet a superstar, but enough for them to make something and do something with this, and next year be a really good team. I think next year, like we talked about Oklahoma, and like I talked about Indiana, the Houston Rockets next year, especially with Whitmore, which was the steal of last year's draft, by the way, Cam Whitmore. I think next year they could be a team we're talking about being that team to make that step into the playoffs. So there you have it. The lottery. Oh, we also had the hockey lottery as well. And again, the team with the worst record didn't get them. It's just stupid. Stop it. At least less teams make the playoffs in hockey, I guess. All right, this is going on right now. And it's something. And I do want to talk about this because it's viral everywhere. It's all week. We talked about Bronny James. Well, not me, but all over the internet. Bronny James and his dad. He was medically cleared today that he could obviously join the NBA. He's going to the draft. He's going to test his waters in the draft. Flamed out at USC. Yes, he had the heart issue and he, was eased in a little bit, but man, he was not good. Let's put it the way it is. He just was not good at USC when he was fully healthy last year. The team in whole, not good. So, Bronny James, it came out a report that the Lakers will try to, okay, Bronny James was once considered a lottery pick. Now, he's going to be lucky if he gets drafted in the second round. He came at the combine today. Yes, there is an NBA combine. It's today, and nobody cares about it. So I'm not going to bore you with any of that. But I will say that Bronny James, during the combine, showed out. He got second in the three-point competition. He dominated in the turn and shoot competition where they kind of see like how your tiredness affects your shot. He did well, and his vertical jump for his size was actually pretty good. So we all know he's a three-point shooter. That's probably what he's going to be, that off-the-bench three-point shooter. He's undersized for the NBA. He came in today at 6'1". Okay. Chris Paul's 6'1". I get it. 210 pounds. Really undersized for today's modern NBA. It's not even close. So he's going to be a three-point specialist. But the Lakers came out, or leaked something, if you want to call it a leak, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, and came out and said that they will try to trade, if they can, maybe in the second round, to try to pick up Bronny James to make LeBron happy so he can come back for one more year. It's going to be the last year. It's going to be the last rodeo for the Lakers and LeBron James next year. And if they do draft his son, Bronny, who will be, again, nothing but an off-the-bench three-point specialist, I guarantee it, he's not going to be a superstar. He's not going to be a all-NBA. He's not going to make an all-star team. He is going to be a sixth man who makes threes. Simply put, that is it. There's no other way to put it. That's going to be his game. That's what he did at USC. So here we are in this modern day age where father and son can play on the same team in the NBA, which is a great story. Like the Lakers need more great stories, right? But I look at it like this. Is that what LeBron James wants for his son's career? To start off this father-son thing, all on me, just to put more eyes on the Lakers? Is that what LeBron really wants? Is that what Bronny really needs? It's going to be a media circus and a clown show. And the team, I hate to break it to you, ain't going to be much better than it was this year. So to me, I look at it like this. Bron, stay out of it. Let him fall where he falls. Don't force the hand of the Lakers to make a stupid trade just so you can play 1 year with your son in the NBA for a good story and not even make the playoffs. Because that's looking like exactly how this will play out. Let it go. It would be cool, though. But, I hate the Lakers. All right. Rant lines, everybody. Shout out to my rant lines tonight. A good one, as I'm clearly in vacation mode, as I mentioned earlier already. Oh, boy. Look who just joined us in the background here. Our boy, everyone's favorite lovable teddy bear, Lotso, from Toy Story 3. And a man who has a bone to pick with the Angels fan base. Because he sent me, not tweets. Well, yeah, he texted me tweets all weekend. All weekend. About him getting fights on the X-verse with Angels fans. And he's going to share that with you. Heavy T will be here shortly. But as we always do here on Monday Night Rants, first, this bizarre thing.
Lost the bat handle, and the bat snapped in half on a check swing. Wow. And it ends up like a javelin in the turf between the mound and the third baseline. Never seen that before.
I've seen him break, but not that easy.
Heavy T, that ball did not touch that bat. That bat broke before the ball hit it.
I mean, it just shows that the bat had a crack in it that nobody noticed. But
that's dangerous.
Here's the thing: is that even if the wood is split, do you realize how much power you have to swing with in order to snap it without
that my friend was 40-year-old Matt Carpenter.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Aaron Judge
was up for swinging the bat. That was crazy, and that's dangerous because that javelin into the grass.
Yeah. I see.
What if that flew out into the dugout and just like heart stung someone or something? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, the odds of that happening are super low, but it can happen. I was at an Angel game a couple weeks ago, and ironically, I think it was one of the first times I had actually seen someone break a bat or it went into the field to play along with the ball. And it was it's just kind of weird to see in real life because you're like, oh, shit, here comes this giant flying piece of wood at you while you're trying to get this ball and, throw the dude out at first. So, yeah, that was kind of weird to see. But speaking of, I guess, the batter's box in general, did you see that what happened in the Mets-Phillies game earlier tonight?
I did not. I was prepping for
this. He was okay. Bryce Harper was in the box, and he took a pitch. The catcher threw it back and beamed Harper in the side of the head. So, yeah, he was okay. He was
throwing it back to the pitcher?
Yeah, just throwing it back to the pitcher, accidentally just beamed him in the side of the head, which I've seen happen, I think, once in Little League. But I was just like, okay, it's a freak accident. Things happen, but still, just be careful out there.
So are you excited for our vacation week next week?
I mean, you're on vacation.
You're more than happy on Monday to do the show. Just Monday
Yeah,
Night Rants
yeah.
with Heavy T if you want. It's yours. Just run with it.
I probably will not be able to because I'll still be here at work.
It'll be 20 minutes of Heavy T, which looks like a padded room in an insane asylum, and he will.
Yes, this my little home away from home, I guess you could say, my little home
So-
in the office.
Heavy T, why are you fighting with Angels fans right now?
Because oh my god, dude. First off, the team, and I apologize because this may take up the full 20 minutes.
That's fine.
The team is atrocious.
Yeah.
Like they are so bad. So I went to Angels Royals last Thursday. My girlfriend had texted me and said, "Hey, let's go to the game tonight."
Hold on. Say that again.
Oh yeah. Yes, my girlfriend. I am now currently in a relationship.
Whoa,
Yes.
whoa!
I am no longer the
Props
single.
to that.
I am no
Heavy
longer the
T.
single eligible bachelor.
I thought I was done with weddings, but apparently we have one on the way.
Well, okay, let's tone that down. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're at about a 10. We're gonna bring that all the way down to about a 2. Okay, we're gonna tone that all the way down.
Sorry if she's watching right now. I'm
No,
just joking. It's all fun.
She's definitely one. No, she's definitely not. So
Rude.
Not in a bad way. Not in a bad. And go back to the story. So go to the Angel game on Thursday, and my girlfriend's like, "Yeah, let's go to the game." And I was just like, "Okay." Like, it was kind of a win thing. So I'm looking up tickets, and I'm browsing through the stadium. Also, use Game Time for your tickets. Best app there is. So I'm browsing through the stadium, and I get to home plate. I found 2 tickets behind home plate, slightly off to the left, but behind home plate, the first row behind home plate. Grand total for 2, $122.
What?
Dirt cheap. I will never sit there again for that cheap. Absolutely, like the cheapest you will ever find these tickets. But that is how bad the team is. And yes, one of my buddies did point out. He said, "Well, the Royals don't travel well either."
No,
that does play a part.
And also, like day of before the game, and they were just trying to get.
It was day of, but it was like the morning of the game. It wasn't like it was.
Some people like
an hour or
their
two
season
before.
tickets, and they can't make it, and they just want at least something back for them. Like,
I mean, maybe I got lucky. That's very possible. Maybe I got lucky. But if you take away the fees, I bought 2 tickets behind home plate for $80.
That's crazy.
So, but I mean, I think that also says that's how much in demand these tickets are. They're not.
No,
because this team is awful.
I'll be honest, that stadium kind of sucks too.
It does. We're in the middle of it. We are 6 weeks into the season, and we are trotting out double and triple A lineups.
Joe Adell.
Joe Adell's batting second tonight, which I will give him some credit. He's been ripping the ball. I still don't like him, but he's ripping the ball apart. But like the lineup tonight, let me see if I can pull it up real quick.
I got it right here.
Like Chanel is first.
Mm-hmm.
Not been playing well as far as hitting is concerned. Adele is second. But here's the other thing too. You should have pulled up, and of course Twitter isn't working right now. That's cool.
It's down.
Okay, good to know. So one of my favorite follows this season has been Sam Blum. Sam Blum is the athletic beat writer for the Angels. Okay.
Mhm.
And this dude does, and I know this is a thing with a lot of athletic guys, and I applaud them for this. He is not afraid to hold back, suck up to the team, whatever. No, he will point out their flaws in great detail. And it reminds me of a very similar writer. Chandler Rome over in Houston was the beat writer for the Astros for the Athletic. Very similar. Like, doesn't pull their punches, asks hard questions, asks the good questions, because people want to know, why is our team terrible? So he put out an article today, and I screenshotted a couple pieces of the article. Give me 1 second.
Well, I can tell you right now, they have the worst home record in all of baseball.
Oh, they're like 4-15 or something.
They're 5-14 at home. They have the worst.
Okay, so I was one off. Ooh, this team is awful, right? So the Angels have no depth whatsoever.
Zero.
They also have a league high, I think, like 13 dudes on the IL.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. It's 13 or 14. So the article was basically ripping the Angels for not building any kind of depth whatsoever. I took 4 screenshots because I posted them to Twitter, but I took 4 screenshots, and this is what they say. There's outfielder Kevin Pillar, whom the AL worst White Sox designated for assignment after he batted 160 in April. He went unclaimed, traveled home, and then got a call from the Angels when Mike Trout went on the IL. You have Nico Goodrum, who was driving from Tampa Bay to AAA Durham after getting optioned. In the middle of his road trip, he found out he was DFA'd. He played in just 24 Major League games over the past 3 seasons when the Angels called, and he's in the starting lineup. Willie Calhoun has been DFA'd 3 times.
Outfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait till you get to the infield.
Willie Calhoun has been DFA'd 3 times in the past 2 seasons. After electing free agency on August 1st of last season, no team signed him. Now he's back in the majors in Anaheim. Last but not least, Carson Fulmer. He spent a good chunk of last season believing he was finished. He was days from retirement.
I think he
after being DFA'd 6 times in his career. It seemed that baseball had run its course. Then the Angels called him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This depth chart is so bad.
It is the ultimate bargain bin.
Holy crap! It is wow.
There is. I understand Trout is hurt. There is no reason why we have arguably still, when he is healthy, a top 10 player of all of baseball, and this is the depth you put around him. And I know there's some young guys on the team. I know Zach Noto's there. Nolan Schnall, Joe
Logan O'Hape.
Great guys. Defensive-wise, the other guys are struggling a little bit at the plate.
Yeah.
But
this is bad.
The ultimate Walmart $3 DVD bargain bin copy.
Yeah, dude. Yep.
That you can find. It is embarrassing.
So here's the IL currently. Miguel Sano,
Yep.
Rendon,
Of course.
Adrian Zanya.
He's a recent call up, but yeah, he's hurt.
Brandon Drury, Ref Gifo,
Luis Rengifo actually has been one of the
and then
bright
Trout,
spots this season.
No, he's like one of those kind of like he's only 27. I think you guys got him from Tampa Bay. Not right. I think so.
So he was in our minor league system. So here's the thing that even makes it even better. So there is a guy who plays for the Dodgers, whose name is I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but it's Andy Pajas or Pages, whatever. Pajas. So they're rookie. Okay. Yeah. He should be an Angel. And the reason I say that is because there was a trade in the works a couple years ago at the beginning of the season that would have sent Pajas and Jock Peterson on his expiring contract to Anaheim for Luis Rengifo, the guy who's currently playing.
Really?
And why didn't it go through? Because this son of a bitch, Artie Moreno, was so impatient about why it was taking so long. He nixed the deal and said, screw it, we're not doing it. This old-ass geezer needs to sell the team. I'm not even joking. If there is a top 3 worst owners in all of baseball, he is on that list.
He's up there for sure.
In my opinion, the top 3 worst owners who actually all happen to be in the American League, look at that. John Fisher is the obvious number 1 for Oakland.
Yeah.
Artie Moreno, you could put at 2 or 3 for the Angels, and then Jerry Reinsdorf over in Chicago for the White Sox.
The White Sox, they're absolute garbage.
Yeah, they are, but they've been garbage for a while.
It doesn't help that they have 2 who could be 5-tool player superstars that can't stay healthy on their team.
Luis Robert is one, and who's
Lubob, and what's his? Someone is yelling at their
Luis Robert.
No, but there's another one too who's like who's always hurt. Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. But I mean,
hey, shout out to Cole Tucker though. He is still playing baseball.
That's okay.
He is married to one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Vanessa Hudgens has not been out of the games because my girlfriend informed me that she is very much pregnant. So she has not been at any of the games so far.
Hold on, your girlfriend's been pregnant, or
no? Vanessa Hudgens.
Okay.
Very
all right.
Let's clarify that.
Just want to clear it up for the Monday Night Ranters out there.
Thank you. Let's clarify that. But yeah, no, Cole Tucker is another example because he was also mentioned in that Sam Blum article. This dude was in training camp, I believe, with the Mariners.
Yeah, he came up with the Pirates.
And they said, they told him straight to his face. They told him straight to his face, hey, you're probably not good enough to be in the majors anymore, but we would like to offer you. Yeah. And they said, we would like to offer you a coaching position. And he turned them down. And lo and behold, who comes calling? The goddamn Angels. There's
the team with Willie Calhoun and Mickey Moniak.
Yeah, Moniak's been strong.
And Luis Guerrero and me.
I don't even remember how to pronounce his name.
The best part, like I'm looking at this depth chart right now, and it shows the pictures of all the players, and they're all wearing different teams' hats.
Dude, not even that. So you have the starting line. So when we went for the game on Thursday, you know how they do the starting lineup?
Oh, yeah.
And they show like this is each player does like their own little intro video or whatever. There were 3 intro videos that were completely blank because they weren't there 6 weeks ago. And now because everybody's hurt, which here's another thing too. Who the hell is on our medical staff? Because there's dudes getting hurt like
not good. Yeah.
The same dude's getting hurt every single year. And on top of that,
I'm pretty sure you guys traded for the Chargers medical staff team.
This is honestly the MLB equivalent of our medical staff as the Chargers, which is really
yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So the reason now to get back to the whole first question you asked. So the reason why I've been like arguing with people on Twitter is because these Angel fans, and this is part of the reason why I hate the fan base. I mean, there's certain guys in there that realize like, hey, look, this team sucks. We are demanding change, like already sell the team, whatever. But then you have these other people who were the ones I was kind of just picking at over the weekend. Complacent, totally fine with mediocrity. This team's going to suck, we know. Yeah. But hey, it'll get better. My guy, it hasn't been better for 10 years.
No.
We last went to the playoffs in 2014. This team last won a playoff game in 2009. 2009.
Hey, at least you do have a championship that you saw. You got to celebrate.
I'm grateful for that. I was 10. I am 32 now. Okay, oh my God.
I'm 39 and have 0, Heavy T. 0.
This team is awful. And they're awful. Everybody knows it. But these fans are, when you're fed, how do I describe this? When you're fed crap for so long, you're just used to it. And you absolutely forget what being fed something good tastes like.
You forget what actual ice cream tastes like, right?
Yeah. And it's so dumb because the worst thing that ever happened to Angel Stadium was that they made the stadium completely family friendly. And I understand that's Anaheim's whole thing because Disneyland is right down the street.
Explain.
I get it. Explain. Okay, explain. I'm not saying that I want someone stabbed in the parking lot like it's Dodger Stadium. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But what I am saying is when an opponent goes to Dodger Stadium, in the back of their mind, they're like, damn, we got to deal with this kind of hostile crowd.
Yep, I've been there. I've gone there with my mom, who's a Dodgers fan, wearing Dodgers stuff. I was wearing normal clothes like this, except had a Padres hat. That was it. And some dude tried to come at me. And my mom, bless her heart, Happy Mother's Day, Mom, went, really? Really? Like, come on, bro. Like my mom.
Mama Rouse. We love to see it.
Yeah, she was on it. She's like, come on. Don't like.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, as an opposing fan, or not even as an opposing fan and an opposing player, you dread going into Dodger Stadium. You dread going into Yankee Stadium. You dread going to Fenway. To an extent, you dread going to Wrigley because those fans are cool. They are passionate. Yeah. I think you can argue for some teams, especially in the later years, you dreaded going to Atlanta. You dreaded going to Houston because those teams' fans are passionate. That team is good. Okay? Ain't no fan or no player look at Anaheim and says, "Oh, damn, that's gonna be rough."
Especially not all 18 Royal fans that live in LA.
Yeah, dude. Nobody. One of them was my buddy who I ended up meeting at the game, which is
Nice.
But yeah, nobody is looking at Anaheim on the scoreboard like, "Damn, dude, that's gonna be a rough series." We got to deal with that fan base. We got to deal with that environment. Nah, dude. But like, it's just dumb. Like, hey, this team sucks, but hey, happy Star Wars weekend. We got a drone show for you after the game.
That was kind of cool. I saw that. That was actually pretty sweet. Yeah.
Low key, I was there. The drone show was actually pretty
The drone show was sweet. I saw some TikToks and stuff like, damn, that's crazy.
It's just annoying, dude. Like no one's scared of us.
It really sucks too. And I had this argument. I know you got to go soon, and maybe we could talk about this when we come back. And we do have an announcement we're gonna make when I come back too. But it's really annoying in baseball that the games there's just too many games. I think that at this point in May, you're like, the season's done, right? Like it's.
I mean, but I don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying, but that's a testament to how horrendous the ownership is.
Yeah, true.
I mean, even teams who are on the cusp, trying to think, like someone like Pittsburgh, maybe a couple years ago, they've been like,
yeah, but they're gonna every time Paul Skeens pitches the rest of the season, they're gonna sell out. Like, you know what I mean? They have that going for them.
I mean, yeah, that's going for. But now, like, their team has gotten progressively better, so now you can look at them like, hey, we're actually going to be good this year. Maybe the season won't be over until August.
I don't think they're going to be good, but every time Paul Skeens pitches, they're going to sell out that stadium.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, the Angels, as far as I'm aware,
they're just done. Like if you're a White Sox fan, if you're an Angels fan right now, it's over. It's right. If you're a Rockies fan, it's definitely over.
Oh, that's another franchise.
Like it's just done. Like, and that's what sucks about baseball. And it's such a long season of games every day, reminding you how terrible your team is when you're a fan of those, bottom feeders, if you will. I was there. I'm a Padres fan. I was there for 2 decades, dude. Like, I get it.
I mean, it's kind of crazy because you were there for 2 decades, but literally in the blink of an eye, they spent all this money. They brought all these good players in, and they brought fans back. And the Angels don't even do that anymore, man.
Yep, Padres just saw it. And I'll be honest with you, I think this Padres team this year is better the way they're.
Oh, I've been saying that, dude.
Yeah,
I told you
this team is really good. This Padres team is really good, and they're giving it to the Dodgers so far this season too. And I think the Padres will make the playoffs, and I think they're going to be interesting.
That Dodgers 3-0 division sweep is going to hit like crack in the 80s, dude. It's going to be so good. It's going to be amazing. And with that, I will bow out.
Hey, real quick, when we come back from vacation, because me and Heavy T are obviously gone fishing next week, we have a really major announcement we're going to announce to everybody here.
Yeah, we do. We talked about it a little last night. Pretty excited for it. And I know I said this last week, but I've been caught up with work. I will have the Raiders blog when we come back. That will happen. I can't really do it to anybody because I'm alone, but I will pinky promise myself that will happen.
Well, we'll have to make sure we do that one when you're not at work, because that's going to be a full thing. Real quick before you go, obviously Gunther is going to win tonight, and no spoilers. I don't know if you know or not yet. Actually, I don't think it's happened. Uso or the Dragon?
Oh, Ilya Dragunov, dude. That is so good. You haven't seen Dragunov wrestle, and to be fair,
I have. I saw him last week. He's very talented, and I sent you a text that said I want to see the Dragon fight Will Ospreay. That would be fucking insane.
Dude, I am telling you right now, and it's probably going to get to this point. Dragunov versus Gunther.
Yeah,
that thing is going to feed nations, dude.
That was from NXT UK, right?
Yeah, that was back then in the UK. They've both improved since, and Gunther slimmed down a lot.
He did.
That thing is going to feed entire countries. Let's go.
Well, guess what? When we come back from vacation, we'll have something to talk about, because we also have King and Queen of the Ring that week as well. So, boom.
Saudi Arabia, but we don't talk about that location.
Hey, I get to watch it at 10 a.m. I get to wake up, crack a beer, and watch wrestling at 10 a.m. That's why I love Friends so much. Let's go. All right, friend. Have a good week off from the show. Enjoy your time, and give your girlfriend our deepest love.
I'm going to see her after work, so yes, I will let her know you all say hi.
And then I'm going to be dominating your text message later about Ross, so we'll do that too.
Man, sounds good.
Love you, brother. Enjoy your vacation,
Peace.
and we'll see you in 2 weeks. All right. Heavy T, everybody. Give Heavy T a shout out. A girlfriend. Heavy T's got a girlfriend. Good for him. Wonderful man. Awesome guy. Likes terrible teams, but what can you do? Celtics did pull it off. They're up now 3-1 over Cleveland. It's all but said and done and over and done and over. And I think it's going to be the Celtics in the NBA Finals, like I said earlier on. As far as the West goes, it's a very interesting situation we have here. Minnesota has really impressed me, but then after they did what they did, here we are, 2-2 with the Denver Nuggets, and now I think the Nuggets can still pull this series off, and they may. They are still the better team. Remember that. They are the defending, reigning champions of the NBA, and they have the MVP, who should have won MVP last year, by the way, too, on their team. So see how that plays out. I think it's going to be, I still think the Nuggets will come back and pull this off. I just really do. Like the cockiness after winning those first 2 games in Denver by Minnesota, I don't like that much. You still got to put it on the court. What you say on social media and on Twitter or X or your TikToks and your Instagrams, which I think these are all just ruining the world of sports and everything, but that's because I'm 39 and an old man at this point. But you got to play it on the court. So I'm still picking the Denver Nuggets to win this series. Sticking true to my guns. I did pick Oklahoma City to win this series against Dallas. They're down 2-1 right now, so we'll see how that plays out tonight. I think it's going to be the Celtics versus either Oklahoma City or the Nuggets. We'll see how that all plays out. If I had to pick, I'd say none of them. But I think the coolest story in the NBA, before I let you go on your merry Monday, this would be the coolest thing. If the Oklahoma City Thunder won the NBA Finals this year, it would literally be one of the coolest things we've ever seen in the history of the NBA. They traded their players for how many draft picks? How many players? Rebuilding. They have what I think, personally, you may think otherwise, the worst name and color scheme and jerseys in the NBA. They're ugly. You bring in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and a ton of draft picks from the Clippers for Paul George, who we've seen how that's all worked out. You get Chet Holmgren, and he misses his entire rookie season. You have so many people named Williams on your team. And yet this young team of everybody average age is the youngest team in the NBA. Could literally pull off an NBA Finals for Oklahoma, who was Seattle. That would be probably the best ending I could think of to end this crazy NBA season. Minnesota Timberwolves, you could argue, would be fun too. But look at their roster. Look at their players. Nobody's talking about the Thunder. We've been talking about Anthony Edwards being the next face, and we've been talking about Rudy Gobert, obviously defensive MVP or defensive player of the year. We've been talking about all this stuff for a long time with the Timberwolves. Denver's the returning champions. The Celtics, can they actually do it in the playoffs? Can they actually get to the big game and win it? Nobody's talking about the Thunder. And they were the 1 seed in the West, which is clearly better than the East. Nobody. Even though I have my picks of who I picked, I am doing nothing, and you should too, for the state of the NBA to get rid of this big 3 bullcrap, and that coaches can come in for 1 year and get fired because the older big 3 players on the team did not win a playoff series needs to go. I want more teams in the NBA rebuilding like what the Oklahoma City Thunder did. If I'm you and your team is out of the playoffs in the NBA, you should be rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder to win the whole damn thing and turn the NBA on how they're restructuring and doing teams and these big threes and players deciding the moment and deciding who they want to play with and only going here. Like, that needs to stop. And Oklahoma City Thunder winning the NBA Finals this year would do that. Currently, well, the game just started. They're down 16-8. We'll see how it all plays out. As an NBA fan who doesn't have a team left in the race or a horse in the race, you should be rooting for the Oklahoma City Thunder. And that is why. It will only make the NBA better. It'll make the NBA better, and it will have a storyline of something that's cool. We got last year, Denver winning the first championship in their history, and then you have Oklahoma City winning the first championship in their history this year. It's cool. And it only helps the NBA. I just yelled. I ranted. I'd like to thank everyone tonight. We are going to cut it a little bit short tonight because, hey, I'm in vacation mode. We will not be here next week, as I've said before. Make sure you go to MondayNightRants.com and check out all the cool stuff we have over there. You can watch replays of these shows. You could get cool articles like my Nerfy Yerfy article in the MLB betting sphere and why I love it so much. In-depth franchise series from Heavy T. He'll be doing the Raiders soon. I'm very excited about that. But as I go to my vacation, I'm going to Hawaii. I'll be drinking Mai Tais, reading sci-fi books on the beach. Can't do DFS, can't bet, but if only I could Venmo people who I know live in Arizona. One thing I want to say before I go is this. In the sports world or any world you live in, whether it's wherever you work, whatever kind of industry you work in, whether you're a fast food worker, you work in sports like I do, or you are a lawyer, it's all the same. With social media and everything right now going and how quick we are able to get media and believe things before we could believe them, it's really hard to trust what we see or what we read. And you want to trust everything that you see or read. You get into yourself. You get into things like, oh, I read this on X, so that's what it is. Or I read this on Facebook. Or I saw this video on TikTok of a kid eating a Tide Pod and then doing a backflip and then blowing his hand off with a firework for clout. Well, my whole point is the world is really changing right now. And I know times are tough with the money and everything. And the one thing I'm going to tell you guys, and no matter what, is there's always something you can do, whether it's watching a basketball game or going out and playing basketball or just going and trying frisbee golf or going and taking your daughter out and your dog and going for a walk. Get all that negative stuff and all this social media and everything about how bad everything is out of the way. And I told this to one of my best friends and his wife at his wedding last weekend or 2 weekends ago now. Don't forget to go out there, and it's free. This is free. It doesn't always going to Disneyland and spending that much money. Like I said, you can just go play basketball with friends. You can go for a walk with your dog and your daughter and laugh. Don't forget. Please don't forget. No matter what's going on in your lives and what you read on social media or TikTok, don't forget to have fun. Have fun, my fellow ranters. Have fun with your life. We only have one. Find ways to have fun. And that'll make not you just a better person, but everyone else around you. From myself, Heavy T, Thomas Stevens, and Night Rants, as we go into vacation mode, I tell you this. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks because I'm gone fishing. And as always, shout out to our boy, the one and only Taj McGowan.